Hi everybody, my name is Crystal Lutton. I am a Beachbody health coach, a personal trainer, and I recently graduated with my master's in clinical psychology. And the reason I am sharing all of this with you is because I'm really passionate about the topic of helping people and health. And so I wanted to open up the discussion today to talk a little bit about one area of health and this comes in both the form of mental and physical health, and that is the aspect of stress. So, stress is something that we all deal with. It's definitely an unavoidable issue in our culture. We're constantly on the go, we're constantly fast paced moving, and I work with clients here that are, anywhere from grad student to business owner to commuting everywhere, and just so many aspects of stress are coming into our lives. And we need to, first of all, get off the idea that we can remove stress from our lives, because it's definitely, the first step is definitely taking time to make an awareness and acceptance of the fact that stress is definitely a part of our culture and it's a part of our lives. But with that, it doesn't mean that we need to respond in a way that creates unhealthy habits or has effects on us in an unhealthy way. So having first the acknowledgement, so taking time to, what I would suggest is acknowledging what stress you have in your life. Where are the different areas that this stress is coming from? And how do I see signs that I'm stressed? So what are learning to recognize what signs in myself are showing that I'm stressed. So for me, I get like kind of a higher heart rate. I start to be like fidgety, and I can't necessarily focus quite as well because I'm usually thinking about 20 different things at once. So when I can recognize this, I need to take a pause and take a deep breath and just calm down and still my body so that my mind can kind of slow down and start to process things. And once I take that initiative, I can move forward with what choices I need to make to manage the stress so that I don't go responding in a way that's more of a downward cycle. So a lot of times stress can trigger emotional eating, which I have another video on that. And it can also lead to other aspects of, high blood pressure if it's long term, which if you don't manage your stress, it can become a long-term issue and can affect your heart, and it can affect your blood pressure. It can also affect your relationships. If you're always irritable all the time, or you're not really taking time to connect with others, it can definitely have an impact on that. And last, with that being said, you also can lose connection to yourself. So stress can cause you to be so unpresent with yourself because you're constantly thinking about other things and trying to get everything done and meet deadlines or meet expectations, that you're not really listening to what your body's telling you. You're not listening to what your needs are. And so when you disconnect from that and you're not taking care of yourself, a lot of times you can go off the deep end, and that can come anywhere in many different forms, from like overeating. You can overdrink. Drink is oftentimes a very big component of handling stress, but a lot of times it leads to some poor choices and some regrets. So just being aware of that as the issues and possibilities if we don't manage our stress. And rather than going in that direction, let's look at ways to go into a positive direction. So a couple of points I've made for myself and wanted to share with you guys is just different steps you can take to manage the stress. When you've already got a list and can kind of see, okay, I'm aware that I am stressed. What can I do? What things in my toolbox that I know I can pull out to help me feel better and manage this well? So first is your eating habits. Eating habits can get all over the place when we're high stressed, and your body actually starts to send signals that it wants higher sugar, and you start to crave that higher sugar or high fats, or like the very highly processed foods that are not necessarily going to benefit you. So it's counterintuitive to sometimes what your brain is thinking. And a lot of times we've put those thoughts in our head of justifying, well, I had a really bad day, so I need to go eat this box of chocolate, or I need to go get ice cream to handle this. And while it's okay to obviously indulge at times and treat yourself for things, When you're stressed, it's a higher likeliness that you're going to overeat that, and it's probably not going to be what's going to help make you feel better. So rather than going for the food route, find other areas that'll help you manage this. Sorry, I jumped a topic. Let me go back there though. The way you eat is also going to help balance this stress. So if you're eating those sugary foods and those high processed foods, your blood sugar level goes up and down and up and down. And it may go up for a minute, and then when it crashes, it leads you to want that more. So it can create kind of a destructive and almost addictive habit to some of these foods with high sugar, high salt, high processed foods. So knowing that, prepare yourself to eat consistently and eat the better foods regardless of how you feel. So if you know that you have this little pre-package of almonds, or you have an apple and almond butter versus the box of whatever, like cookies or whatever, chips, cookies, whatever, and you have those options, choose the higher protein, low sugar options, because that's going to help manage your blood sugar and going to keep you on a more stable balance throughout that time of stress. And when the stress comes down, you're still even keel. So taking care of your blood sugar, that's going to be low sugar diet, higher protein, eating throughout the day, smaller meals throughout the day. Second point would be the alternatives, which is what I started talking about, your alternative activities. So getting some exercise, getting exercise regularly, going out and getting some sun. Vitamin D is great for helping with your moods, and especially with times of stress where our mood swings can go up and down. Just make sure you get outside a little bit. Also, on that note, taking good vitamins. So vitamin B is definitely good for your brain health, brain functioning, and help managing your hormones. So just making sure, like if you're at a busier time in your life, like let's say you're a tax accountant and you know tax season is coming, make sure you're not skimping on getting that vitamin B around that time. Take it all year round, but just make sure that that's a time where you're really supplementing yourself with the right vitamins and minerals. Another way to do that is getting good superfoods that have a lot of antioxidants and nutrients in there. For me, my superfood is Shakeology, and that has been a life changer and a game changer for me. It has helped me with managing cravings. It's helped me with managing skimping on eating the necessary foods, especially when I was finishing grad school. It was a very stressful time, but I didn't compromise that, and I felt stable. Even though there was so much stress going on, I felt stable because I knew I was feeding myself right and getting my daily exercise in. So if you want more info on that, just reach out to me, and I'd love to share more on how that's helped me and how it might be able to help you. And then last is going to be just your connection with others and yourself. So make sure you're taking time to just step away from the stress. You know, I know that in our culture, a lot of times the rat race says, like, if you step off, you're going to fail. You're going to lose track of the success ladder that you're trying to get, or whatever pace you're trying to go. But if you really take a step back and reconnect with yourself, reconnect with the people that you love and the ones that love you, and just, you know, say, okay, I'm taking this day off. I will get back to it. I will get back on the game tomorrow, but right now I need to take a break. I guarantee you will function in a much healthier way if you're giving yourself at least one day a week to take a break. And going into that day, like I said, connecting with others. Who are the people in your life that like build you up? And be picky. Know that this is a person, these are people that lift you up, encourage you, support you in both the low times, but also the good times. That's really important. Are they there in your life, and are they really life-giving? And if they are, make sure to make an investment in those relationships and make those a priority. Make those people very much connected and stay connected to you. So make time for that. It will also give you a lot of joy and fulfillment to do that, and help you to not feel so overwhelmed by the stress and circumstances, because you know, I'm found, I'm solid, and I belong here, and I'm loved. And then even deeper and most importantly is connecting with yourself. And a lot of times we can just start to disconnect because we're constantly, our mind's on the go. It's on other things that we're not necessarily connecting with ourselves and knowing exactly what our needs are. And if you're, not sleeping enough, or not getting the right nutrition, you're going to start to see behaviors that come in other ways, like snapping at others, or, eating random foods and just overeating maybe, and or just kind of not thinking straight or not being able to focus. And we all need some time to just recuperate, and we need to be in tune with ourselves, because if you're not taking care of yourself, then who is? And that's definitely got to be number one. So taking some time back to just give yourself some encouragement, write out some different statements to just give yourself that encouragement that you're okay, and that you will be able to handle this, and getting enough sleep. Just taking time to rest, because our bodies recover when we're sleeping, both mentally and physically. So it's very important to be making sure that that is a priority. Okay, this video is getting long. It's already 10 minutes, but it's a very important topic, and I wanted to just give you guys a little bit of encouragement there. So feel free to reach out to me if you'd like more information on some support groups that I offer online or for personal training. Please just message me in the email below, or click the link below to get more information on that. Thanks.